bread, rice, potatoes. If you have diabetes or prediabetes, or you're worried about blood sugar, you've probably been told to fear these foods. Doctors say skip them, cut carbs, never touch white rice again. But here's the uncomfortable truth no one likes to admit. These foods are eaten every single day by billions of people around the world. Asia, Europe, South America. Entire cultures have survived on rice, bread, and potatoes for centuries. So the real question is not, are these foods dangerous? The real question is, why do they spike blood sugar in some people but not in others? And what if I told you you don't need to eliminate them at all? What if the problem was never the food, but how, when, and in what order you eat it? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear is backed by modern clinical research, and yet it completely contradicts the advice most people still follow. The biggest blood sugar lie we were taught. For decades, blood sugar management was reduced to a single idea: carbs in, blood sugar spike, insulin problem. Simple, too simple. Because real human bodies don't work like calculators. Blood sugar is influenced by digestion speed, muscle activity, stomach emptying, food order, temperature of food, gut bacteria, and even what you ate 5 minutes earlier. Yet instead of teaching these things, people were told to just stop eating foods they grew up with. That approach doesn't work long term, and science now proves it. The refrigerator trick that changes everything. Let's start with something that sounds almost ridiculous: cold rice. When rice or potatoes are freshly cooked and hot, the starch inside them is easily digested. Your body breaks it down quickly, glucose rushes into the blood, sugar spike. But when that same rice is cooled in the refrigerator, something fascinating happens. The starch rearranges itself into a form called resistant starch. Resistant starch behaves more like fiber. Your enzymes struggle to break it down. Glucose enters the bloodstream slowly instead of all at once. A clinical study published in a Nature partnered journal tested this exact idea. Patients with diabetes ate freshly cooked rice, and the same rice cooked, cooled for 24 hours, then reheated. The result? The cooled rice caused dramatically lower post-meal blood sugar levels. In some cases, the glucose spike was reduced by 40 to 50%. Same rice, same calories, completely different blood sugar response. And this isn't limited to rice. The same effect has been documented with potatoes, pasta, even bread under certain conditions. This is why potato salad behaves differently than hot mashed potatoes. Ancient cultures didn't know the word resistant starch, but they practiced it instinctively. Leftover rice, fermented grains, cold starches eaten with meals. Science simply caught up. The most powerful blood sugar hack nobody talks about. Now listen carefully, because this one alone can change your glucose readings immediately. Food order. Not food type, not calories, not portion size. Order. A landmark study from Weill Cornell Medical College tested this idea. People with diabetes ate the exact same meal on different days. Protein and vegetables first, carbohydrates last. Then they reversed the order. The difference was shocking. When carbohydrates were eaten last, blood sugar spikes dropped by up to 73%. Insulin levels were significantly lower. Glucose remained stable for hours. Nothing was removed from the plate. Only the sequence changed. Why does this work? Because protein and fiber, slow stomach emptying, activate gut hormones, prepare the body to handle glucose efficiently. So when carbs finally arrive, they don't crash the system. This is why eating bread alone is dangerous, but eating bread after vegetables and protein is completely different. This single habit has now been replicated in over 150 clinical trials. And yet, most people still eat carbs first. Why supplements can't compete with a 10-minute walk. Now let's talk about something no pill can replace: movement. After you eat, glucose enters the bloodstream. But where does it go? Into muscle. And here's the secret most people don't know. Muscles can absorb glucose without insulin, especially one muscle, the soleus muscle, located in your calf. When you walk, this muscle turns into a glucose sponge. A study published in Diabetologica tested this. Participants either sat after meals or walked for just 10 minutes. The walkers experienced up to 50% lower post-meal glucose, improved insulin sensitivity, smoother blood sugar curves for hours. 10 minutes. No gym, no sweating, no supplements. Just walking. And yet, people spend hundreds on powders that promise the same effect. The vinegar secret Big Pharma won't promote. Now let's talk about vinegar. Simple, cheap, powerful. Apple cider vinegar contains acetic acid. This acid slows carbohydrate digestion, reduces stomach emptying speed, improves insulin sensitivity. Clinical trials show that taking vinegar with meals lowers post-meal glucose, improves fasting sugar, reduces HbA1c over time. In one study, diabetic patients who consumed vinegar daily showed significant improvements compared to controls. This is why traditional cuisines pair carbs with acids, sushi rice with vinegar, lentils with lemon, bread with fermented foods. It wasn't tradition. It was biology. Why eating carbs alone is the real enemy. Let's be clear. Carbohydrates are not evil. Isolated carbohydrates are. Bread alone, rice alone, potatoes alone. That's when glucose floods the bloodstream. But when carbs are eaten with protein, fat, fiber, acid, the response changes completely. This is why a balanced meal behaves differently than a snack. Food synergy matters. The routine that changes everything. Here's how all of this comes together. This is not theory. This is applied science. Before your meal, eat vegetables or protein first. Add vinegar or lemon if possible. During your meal, eat carbs last. Prefer cooled and reheated starches. After your meal, walk for 10 minutes. That's it. No restriction, no suffering, no extreme diets. Just alignment with how your body actually works. Final truth most doctors never say out loud. You don't fail diets. Diets fail humans. The human body evolved to handle carbohydrates, just not the modern way we eat them. Once you understand timing, order, and movement, bread, rice, and potatoes stop being enemies. They become food again.